West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country road. You know what? I reckon because of that line situation, you know, they always ask, you know, if there's one song you could belt out all the lyrics, no problem. If you if you make a mistake, you die. I think because of that PAX line, Country Road could be it for me.
That's fair.
I don't know. There's verses to that song.
Nah.
It's not just chorus.
Nah. But they'll be so enamored with it being Country Road, they'll just belt out the verses for me, and I'll just sing along.
I know it's
That's exactly how Jack Black and what's his face beat the devil.
Jack Back?
Jack Black.
There we go.
I know this isn't the arcade couch between the cushions, but because PAX is next week, I think I want to start the show with that whole interlude and just leave it in. Because we are getting ready for PAX, everyone. Welcome to Arcade Couch, the number one place to chill with your friends and get your gaming goodness each and every Monday. My name's Don Black. Joining me, as you've heard the voices of on the couch this week, Ashley Hobley.
Hey Dylan, excited to be here. Excited. We're only a week away from PAX. Excited. I'm only a week away from holding you too.
Also here,
in like a hug or something.
Hey guys, excited to be here. Excited that we're only a couple days out from Overwatch 2, where I can finally hold all of those digital skins with my bare hands and battle passes and have no money for PAX.
Why'd you ruin it? Like I was like, man, we're just chilling, talking about PAX. I was like, I'll just
Good
start
times.
the show, use this as the intro.
Wait,
and
but you guys, we did
It's
this
like
before
you just
the
did
show
a
recording.
it's like you just did a line of cocaine before we. You know, this is fine. I've been clean for a while.
Yeah. It's true though. It's very true though. It's very true. We're going to be having this conversation. Is your nose okay there, Karen?
Sorry, I'm just
Got some
back up.
traces of stuff.
Yeah, just
I mean, before we started recording, you literally did more or less say, "Hey guys, I think I already need help." So
no, I didn't. say
I'm reading
that.
between the lines.
And
you did
anyway,
say.
I can't. I realized I can't do cocaine because Dylan freaking guilted me into throwing out all of the business cards that I could have used for it. So
Very good point. But you'll be getting some new ones, maybe. So
maybe.
So
No, this. You know what? I did have a moment. I had a moment earlier because I normally have my wallet in my bag and I put it in my pocket because I was going out without my bag. I'm like, damn, my wallet is way smaller now.
Context for the
And
story, in
it's
case you
way
haven't
lighter.
listened to it, everyone. You should go listen to last week's episode of Arcade Couch Between the Cushions, by the way.
Great episode.
Great episode.
In my opinion.
It's probably the best one we've ever done.
Bit biased.
Yes, classic. So yeah, PAX is this this week. This can post on Monday. Yeah, so it's
it is
PAX,
this coming Thursday.
Yeah,
It's coming.
Well, Friday, sorry.
Yeah, we will
We're
be
together on
in
Thursday.
Melbourne. All of us are in Melbourne from
We'll be high fiving each other on Thursday.
Do some of that shit. But yeah, crazy. So, little pre-ramble and stuff like that. Make sure it's already up. You want a bookmark for all of our PAX coverage. It is explosionover.com/PAX AUS 22. PAX AUS 22. Like the numbers. PAXAUS 22 is where you want to be going for all of our PAX coverage. That'll be going up there. Probably, I haven't, as far as stuff, it's be similar to last times, I guess.
Listen, we have not planned anything. We're going to show up and do stuff.
I mean, well, I've started some degree. I've attempted.
Me and Ciaran have not planned anything.
Okay,
We're just going to show up and do stuff.
Yeah, okay. So we will have videos up, of course, talking about games. We'll probably have, I presume we'll try to do what we did last time, which is just sort of daily recaps as well, couple minute like sort of recaps and stuff like that as well. But yeah, just since it is this week as of release, Ash, how excited are you coming into PAX? Or is there anything that you know is going to be there, that like a game or like a panel or anything that you're super excited, other than just the general, I guess, like I assume everyone's just going to be like, I'm excited because PAX, I get to see people. That's one thing, but yeah, like is there anything?
Yeah, I think that's numero uno, important.
I feel like that's going to be number one for most people. Yeah.
And I think it's like I think we've got plans like every single night. It's pretty crazy. Like we're gonna be very hungover Sunday. That's what I'm saying.
Calm down, Ash.
Sunday's gonna be Monday. Okay, Monday's gonna be rough. Hopefully we don't have to like move really fast in some sort of transport that day. Yeah, I mean, there's the big news that we'll probably talk about in a second. That's very exciting. Lots of interesting titles in the in PAX Rising booths. Even some cool looking tabletop games that, I know we don't talk about that kind of stuff much because we all
hey, I'll talk about Pokemon.
We don't have any real life friends except Ciaran, so we got nobody to play games with. So, yeah, it's going to be a great time. If you see us there, leave us alone.
Damn! What the fuck? Damn!
No,
okay,
I'm kidding.
Ashley.
Just come up and say hello. Unless we're in the middle
He
of
said it so serious. If you say that, leave us alone.
we don't want to.
So
we don't want to draw a crowd.
I hope nobody comes up to you now, Ash. I hope people avoid you.
No one
it's
talks to you. Ciaran, what are you excited?
I'm excited for just lots of panels to be able to go around through the show floor. The whole variety. I mean, just the whole PAX weekend. There's always stuff going on just beyond PAX and around PAX, like the Bethesda event happening over that weekend as well. It's just an exciting weekend in general. I think lots of, for me it's been 4 years, 3 years.
Too long.
Too long. 4 years pretty much. 2018 was the last PAX I went to, so it'll be good to see everybody, to hang out. You know what? I need to put myself a note. So it'll be real bad if I turn up without TikToks for Buddy, right? Like, yeah.
I don't know how readily the available they are in.
I need to go and find them this weekend.
Would it be hilarious if we find out like they discontinued? They're near impossible to find.
This is man.
You have to go on eBay and find the last box of TikToks.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to the amount of times, obviously, because we was talking last week, oh, no, PlayStation doesn't really matter. I was like, I don't think it does, because, for me personally, if I think about the most exciting games I've ever seen at PAX, it's always just, random indie shit we discover, there. It's never the big game. So that doesn't bother me at all. So I'm just looking forward to, playing a bunch of the new stuff that's on the floor and discovering my next big game I can really look for, because nearly every PAX I come away with something I'm super pumped and excited about. Whether it be a game about a wombat or a Flappy Bird type thing, or I always have some really random thing that ends up being my favorite thing. Actually, I think the last two PAXs, both years, my favorite game ended up being a mobile game. So I'm a fake gamer, is what I'm saying.
We all know that. It's
true. It's very, very true. And then the second favorite thing I'm looking forward to is wandering around that first day, just looking at the stalls and finding what merch Ciaran has to buy me.
That's
really exciting.
That's fair. That's fair.
Pick up that thing,
I think it's an important
I'm
piece
gonna
of
have
my
to stand in that
first
line.
day.
Fuck,
we're gonna have to make that a video.
Yeah.
You exploring all the merch stores and umming and ahhing, and then videoing Ciaran making that.
I take a picture, I send it to him. He has to go stand in line and get it for me, then deliver it. That's great. I love that for me. Man, just think about the fact that I've saved you money recently by not taking you up on a bet.
That's fair. That Lord of the Rings.
I did you a favor, so
you did me.
I did you a favor. I was like, you've got me enough. I got a pizza another time coming. I got a merch coming. Buddy's got TikToks coming. You fucking it's a good weekend for you. It's a good weekend to be.
Buddy's just gonna be living. You know what? If we don't see Buddy eat for the entire weekend because he's living off TikTok biscuits and frozen
I think he's
toast,
sleeping in the same room as you, so the same.
So I hope you.
Yeah.
I assume you would see him. Yeah, that would be weird.
No, but it's if I don't see him eat.
Eating.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, because he's just gonna.
I don't feel like that's a very healthy.
No, I don't think it is, but he could do it.
Weekend.
Even though Buddy is a man of taste and does his different spots of eating and stuff, around Melbourne. So
you'll catch him having breakfast at 2 a.m.
Tiffany's. I
know. 2 a.m. Bowl cereal, some shit. So the big news that dropped today, PAX was literally let's announce our keynote speaker the weekend prior to PAX. Let's leave it till literally the last minute, and they got a good one.
Well, I feel like when that happens, it's not PAX's fault; it's the person's fault.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
Whoa!
Maybe I feel like
throwing shade.
It's the person's fault.
I'm assuming it was this didn't get locked in until like
Yeah,
recently.
100%.
Late.
It was are they going to be here?
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah.
This could all go out the window.
know?
Yeah.
So it is Shuhei Yoshida, which Kotaku writes Yoshida, effectively referred to in the industry simply as Shu, was one of the original members of the team that would create the original PlayStation console, the lead account executive in charge of Sony Computer Entertainment's third-party licensing. In any iteration of PlayStation hardware or delivery of legendary games on the platform has ever meant anything to you, then you probably owe Yoshida a handshake, hug, or respectably socially distanced nod as you pass him in the hall next weekend. Yoshida was responsible for bringing games like SOCOM and Jack and Daxter and Twisted Metal back to PlayStation in the early days. In addition, he would serve as executive producer in games like Ape Escape, Gran Turismo, Legend of Dragoon, and many others. Then, of course, there's a lot more to his career, but that's like sort of the overrun. I'd guess also, considering we're all kind of funny fans and a lot of people who listen to us probably were slash are as well, or Podcast Beyond fans, Shuhei was a big part of that podcast series thing, like became sort of his own character within that podcast universe as well. So that's also another thing that sort of made him a lot of people's, I guess, on their radar outside of his injury sort of stuff. So yeah, a very good pick, I would say. Very good pickup for like a big time keynote speaker. I think I'm definitely 12 p.m. I think Friday's the time, so hopefully we'll be able to get in. I don't know, like if the line, I don't want to have to line up at fucking 10 o'clock or something, but
So
but yeah,
probably 11.
yeah, catch the stream.
It's
on
gonna
the
be
rerun.
crazy. It's like echoes of when we all lined up. Well, I guess
I don't feel like
line up to go see Hideo Kojima. We all lined up to see.
I was about to
Kind
say,
of funny after Hideo Kojima.
yeah, it's a very good get. I'd say exciting for this year. Shuhei is, I think. Yeah. And you know what the funniest thing was? I found this out I opened Twitter on my lunch break. I didn't see the PAX announcement first. I didn't see like anyone else tweeting about it. The first thing I saw was a tweet from Shuhei where he was like posted a picture of maps in Melbourne and was like, where's a good place to eat or some shit. And I went, yo, Shuhei's in Melbourne? That's crazy. And I like clicked on his profile to see if there was any reasoning for it, scrolled down and then saw the PAX there. I was like, oh, that makes sense. I was like, oh yeah, there you go. So
Yeah, cool. It's not like I DM'd you that the announcement or anything.
You didn't DM me the announcement? You posted
I
did
on
you?
the news Slack thing. I deleted it because you didn't respond, so
man, I was at work. What are you fucking sorry, I couldn't respond to you. What'd you DM me? How did you delete
just the announcement? And then I asked, hey, should I ask if we can?
You did it. Yeah, good job. You took initiative. I appreciate that. So you can delete DMs in this thing?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't know if I like that. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I saw you post it.
No, it turns out it wasn't him. It was just in one of the channels.
Okay, that makes more sense. I was about to say that's crazy
sorry.
shit. Yeah, no, anyway, I saw you I saw your email. I saw that.
Yeah, so, if we don't get to interview Shuhei Yoshida, it's Dylan's fault. Yeah. For not responding sooner. That's what,
Oh, not responding sooner. So you could email. Anyway, this is a fucking. You could email and respond, and you had to wait for me, who was at work, unable to.
I was also at work.
So it's Kieran's fault.
So yeah, it is.
I was also at work.
It's Shree's fault.
Wow, throwing Ciaran under the bus. I don't like that.
Throwing Captain Cuties under the bus.
I do like just keep moving down the range with us. Cool. So that is PAX. It's happening this weekend. Everyone get excited. Let's talk about this week's main topic. Rest in peace. Google Stadia is officially shutting down. Right. Press start.
Press F to pay respects.
Google has announced overnight they will officially shut down cease support of its cloud streaming service Stadia next year. Despite pretty respectable third-party support, the service simply never caught on with consumers, and Stadia General Manager Phil Harrison's own admission never gained the traction it had hoped in the few years since launching. As part of the shuttering, Google will be refunding all hardware and software purchases made through the Google and Stadia storefronts respectively, though access will remain for current owners until January 18th, 2023. Despite the closure, Harrison claims Google will remain committed to their endeavors within the gaming industry. Quote, "We remain deeply committed to gaming and will continue to invest in new tools, technologies, and platforms that power the success of developers, industry partners, cloud customers and creators for the Stadia team. Building and supporting Stadia from the ground up has been fueled by the same passion for games that our players have. Many of the Stadia team members will be carrying this work forward in other parts of the community. So, and then, Prestak finishes by saying, it was always an uphill battle given the fierce competition with cloud streaming space with the likes of Xbox Game Pass and even GeForce now entering the market. Surprising to anyone? Not really.
Not really, seeing as nobody... Well, it's hard because we're here in Australia. Stadia, I don't think ever came here.
No.
Because we got shit internet. So, of course, we're not going to talk about Stadia. No one we know is going to be talking about Stadia. But from what we saw online, there was barely ever any mention of it.
But considering the amount of money that Google was throwing at games and developers when it first was launching,
there was I saw some ridiculous numbers.
Yeah, there were some dumb numbers. Like, I can imagine Ubisoft got paid a stupid amount of money to put Assassin's Creed as like a flagship product onto Stadia for that launch. Like, it was, there's obscene numbers being thrown around, and Google wasn't going to get that return on that. I just don't think it was ever going to happen. I think it's technology that's too advanced for its time. We'll probably look back at it 10 years and be like, damn, if that was just 10 years later, that probably would have been a really good console and launch idea. I just think, it's beyond its own technology.
The thing that fucked Google was the second that Samsung TVs and I think other TVs are going to start following Samsung a couple months back were like, our newest model TVs and stuff, Xbox Game Pass, just stream that shit straight to your TV. Bluetooth controller. I'm like, as soon as I announced that, I was like, why the fuck would we, why they announced Google Stadia is coming to Australia? It's like, who fucking cares? Like Game Pass is literally a native app on, starting to become a native app on TVs. GeForce now is already, depending obviously on your internet, if you're in an area with 5G access, as someone who does have 5G access and has tried most of these things, it's weird that, Google's Stadia was just never going to work here, I don't think. For the very niche market that already exists here, for the people who are able to do it, no. Weird. But apparently they put a fuck ton of money into it and it didn't really go anywhere. But the weirdest thing I've seen is a bunch of developers this morning when the news broke tweeting shit like, hey, I've got a game coming out in Stadia in 2 weeks. The fuck? I didn't know.
I think somebody said in 2 days' time.
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, so that's mega sucks to be those people. That's for sure. I don't know what the fuck you do at that point.
Hopefully they're releasing it somewhere else as well. Yeah.
Well, some of these people were saying they're not. It was a Stadia exclusive or a timed exclusive, or you know what I mean, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I thought this was Kotaku did have an article where they're like, these are the 5 games that are stuck on Stadia. These have never been released anywhere else yet, and there's no other way to play them. Nothing super, oh my god, but still, any game being stuck on any platform not being playing anywhere is bad in the terms of things. But so you got Hello Engineer, which is a spin-off to the Hello Neighbor series. You got Pixel Junk Raiders, which is from Q Games. Outcast, which was made by Splash Damage, is a top-down online multiplayer combat game. Then you've got Pac-Man Mega Tunnel Battle, which came out 2020. It combines classic Pac-Man arcade game with Battle Royale. Guilt, this is the only one I would want to really play out of these, and I have since it was announced, which is a third-person horror game starring a young girl and is considered by many Stadia fans to possibly be the best exclusive game released on the service. It was developed by Tequila Works and is about 6 hours long. Writes Kotaku there. So, that's the one I would like to see show up on other things. But of course, the problem is even if Stadia's shutting down, what are the deals on these? They're going to work it out, and then I don't know. It's I would say it sucks for anyone who's got games coming out on Stadia, and they're like, what the fuck? Especially because the thing is, it's very easy to be even if this game, that dude who's tweeted and said his game's coming out in 2 days. Okay, let's say it's coming out on Switch as well. How about all the time and effort they put in making the Stadia version? That was pointless. Yep. You know what I mean? That shit sucks.
Pretty unfortunate. Unless they got paid up front.
Yeah, hopefully. But
you'd hope so, because the rumor is that Google paid tens of millions of dollars to get games like Red Dead Redemption and the Assassin's Creed games on the service. So.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed was like a big part of the marketing at the front point. So.
Also, could I say it's crazy that they're refunding everybody?
Everyone? Yeah, I don't know how that works. But.
It's Google. They don't give a fuck. They're like, thanks for your user data. Thanks for your user data, idiots. Take your money back.
We know
and
what games you play, how long you play them. We can use this for something.
It was just a giant information gathering project.
That either says that there were so few people who used the service, it was worthwhile just refunding everybody to keep them happy, or they clearly have way too much money to spend.
Google has too much money to spend.
They would totally
it actually was worth. It was cheaper to pay off all
to do this than it was to keep going.
To keep going, yes.
I think that would just save
100%.
themselves a legal battle over.
Why?
Because it's different. I reckon people would have it's different if you buy a PlayStation 5 and then like a couple years from now they stop making games for it.
I think Stadia is different because Stadia is a new unproven platform. People should know they're buying into something that is unproven technology that has no support.
Do you think people sued the makers of Betamax when that wasn't the service that kept going?
Or did people sue HD movie DVD, like HD discs, whatever they were called?
Not Blu-rays.
And Xbox refunded everybody who bought the special disc drive for it to play on their consoles? Nah. Shit happens.
Did Xbox refund everybody who bought a Kinect game? Only for it to not be used anymore?
Xbox on. I hope there's one person who listens that has a Kinect somewhere and that their Xbox just turned on.
I love the Kinects.
I love what people have done with the Kinect since when they've modified it and used it for various other things that have all worked really well, because the 3D spatial scanner inside a Kinect is actually really good technology and people are still using it to this day.
Another thing that was ahead of its time.
100%.
So one shout out, we got a preview posted this week by Will up on the website, of course. Forever Skies. This is something I've been interested in since I don't remember actually where I saw the first trailer. It may have been in one of the indie sort of fucking the millions of indie showcases we get these days. But I always thought it looked pretty cool. He says he liked most of it from what I could tell, but yeah, so it's like it's a space game where you're like, I guess it combines parts of No Man's Sky. Like you've got like the elements and the exploring and the what do you call it, the where it's like randomized that shit, the the random generation of stuff, worlds, that whatever that's called, bloody words.
Yeah, I know randomly generated
stuff. Yeah. So like he talks about how in the preview like he had to set up the ship and like sort of got that far but didn't get to do like a lot of exploring outside that. But yeah, it's launching in early access. I think towards the end of the year is like the current aim from that. Yeah, he speaks mostly positively about the time he spent with the demo build that he had access to. So that's good. Check out his full preview for that. Link is in the doobly-doos or the explosionhour.com. Alrighty, let's get into this week's news. Let's start with this. Press start right. EA and Kotaku have announced a brand new monster hunting game titled Wild Hearts, coming from Megaforce, the studio behind games like Dynasty Warriors, Persona 5 Strikers, and Fire Emblem Warriors. Wild Hearts is set in a fancy region of Azuma. Inspired by feudal Japan, the world is being ravaged by once peaceful creatures known as called kimono. I guess sounds weird to say that, considering no, it can't be kimono. Yeah. They are now threaten the lives of Azuma's people. You'll see players hunt the kimono either alone or with up to 2 other players with full crossplay in an effort to restore balance in the world around them. The game will reportedly put a major focus on its unique crafting mechanics and sophisticated kurokai mechanisms in an attempt to bring something new to a genre that is mostly dominated by the likes of Monster Hunter. I thought this looks pretty cool based on the reveal trailer and everything. Like, it does look like it. Obviously, the Monster Hunter inspirations is very noticeable. You've got giant creatures, people doing battle and stuff, but it looks like more, I guess, how do you say it without sounding me? Graphically, it looks better than Monster Hunter. I mean, that's I guess that's the thing. The only other game that I played a little bit of that had the Monster Hunter thing was the Epic Games one. What the fuck was that called? You know that one? I played like that for maybe 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, Biomune.
Nope.
No.
It was
free to play.
It's free to play multiplayer thing. I played that for like 4 or 5 hours, I think. I did a few like raid things or whatever on it. So that was fun for a little bit. And I was playing a bunch of Monster Hunter Rise. Was really enjoying that. So like I think this looks pretty cool. What do you think, Ash?
Yeah, I think it looks interesting. Obviously, do you know that style of game? I guess with it's got an interesting art style. Like I don't think it looks better than Monster Hunter. I think it's just got a different art style that.
Possibly, yeah. I think it's just
maybe
like
more to your tastes.
The time when they're in the grass and stuff, it's just I'm like, oh, there's a lot more grass there. Like it just looks a lot more detailed and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess we're gonna have to find out more. Is it going to be so much like Monster Hunter? They'll be like, oh, okay, it's just a Monster Hunter game, or like, what exactly are we going to be doing in the game? Obviously, there's this traps element.
Yeah.
It looks like you'll be able to do whether that's magical or something you have to buy in a shop or something beforehand. Yeah, lots more to find out.
Definitely. Seems it came out of nowhere too, considering it's coming out February 17th.
Yeah, from EA.
Yeah. Was it
EA's
EA's
don't keep any secrets.
EA original?
Well, it's an EA original, so it's an indie developer or a.
It's Koei Tecmo.
Yeah, it's quite, but it's not a in-house thing. Is the I guess the rule?
That's
for
what I
these
mean.
EA. I don't know what their thing is, but it's like they've teamed up with another developer. So, Ciaran, any thoughts?
I think it looks cool. I find it interesting with like the Fortnite building towers that turn into things. I think that's a cool aesthetic choice. And on top of that, once again, and yes, this is, creators of Dynasty Warriors and stuff like that, to have that more feudal Japan style Japanese samurai kind of aesthetic to the game is something that's very strong and prominent right now in gaming. So to see that come through, I think it's interesting. It's probably not something I'm going to play, but it would be interesting to see if there is a multiplayer element of this game or if it's just a purely
surely it does event. You got that final
it's
shot
multiplayer.
Of 3 people running.
It's multiplayer. You fucking weren't listening. Multiplayer, full crossplay, up to 3 players.
Don't hear that section. I was flipping through the trailer most likely. Yeah.
Jesus.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. 2 things.
Yes.
There's some cute creatures in there.
No, was that
like the little animals?
Okay,
like with the weird flowers in its head. Maybe big adorable cutie. The Epic game was Dauntless. Because that was bugging me. Yeah,
Dauntless. That was it.
Yeah, I guess it just is this free to play or is it a full price game?
It's not free to play. It's a full price game. Well, maybe not full price, but it's a price game. Yes.
It's a price.
It's a game where you pay money. What a concept, Crazy.
It is.
Let's talk about Overwatch 2.
What?
Whoa!
Is that coming out sometime soon?
Is that coming out sometime soon? Yeah, during PAX. Oh, that sucks.
Too bad nobody's going to play it.
IGN has a story here that a lot of people been talking about this week, and ready to get Ciaran's.
Really, you want to source IGN and not say a reputable site like Kotaku?
No,
a fucking reputable site. You can fuck right off with that nonsense.
Ciaran's a bit upset. I think.
Wow.
Let me tell you before I read this story, Ciaran. Is this the story that you're a bit upset with? Yes, no, or
no, not exactly. Okay, but it's it's part of the overarching issue. Okay. IGN's version isn't too bad. Okay. There is.
IGN writes. A new blog post over at Overwatch website has revealed that new players will need to grind out around 100 matches to unlock the complete roster of the original Overwatch 1 characters. Quote, new players begin with access to a limited set of game modes, heroes, and some other restrictions to onboard them more gradually. The first phase of a new first-time user experience rapidly unlocks all of the game modes and the ability to chat in-game. And the second phase unlocks all the original Overwatch heroes over the course of approximately 100 matches. End quote. The idea behind the move is to prevent overwhelming new players of too much to learn. Considering each hero has a unique set of abilities and counters, this is certainly an understandable and structured way to get into the game. Quote, this focused experience eases new players into the world of Overwatch by teaching them about different modes, rules, and other high-level aspects of the game in an approachable way, end quote. Importantly, these restrictions won't be in place if you're in a group, so new players can still team up with their friends and try out heroes and game modes they don't have yet. Quote, competitive is the exception to this rule because new players must complete a specific challenge to access this game mode, end quote. While this move could be seen as controversial, it looks as though the Overwatch community is pretty pleased with the change. One Reddit user said 100 games to 32 heroes. 100 games to 32 heroes is roughly a new hero to try out every 3 matches, said one Reddit user. Ciaran, what is your thoughts on all this? Because I've seen people saying it's terrible, other people like that who are like, no, it's fine. Like, what's your...
Okay, we'll come up from the aspect of just the actual change and the actual announcement, and this is alongside other announcements they've made this week. I think this is a fantastic change overall, and I think all of the changes they've announced, as a whole, are really good quality of life changes for a growing and free-to-play game with an increasing player base. One of the most, when you look at League of Legends, when you look at Apex, Valorant to an extent, you don't go into those games and have everything unlocked for you from the get-go. You don't have League of Legends, you only get given like 10 characters out of its 100+ character roster. You only get, 6 or 7 characters in Valorant. Same thing with I'm not 100% sure on how many there is for Apex, but you get a small selection of characters. This isn't like, anybody who's played Overwatch 1, you don't have to worry about this. If you ever had Overwatch 1, you get all the characters instantly the moment you start the game. This is for brand new Andes that are just starting the game.
So if you've got an Overwatch account.
Yeah, you'll
on console.
Everybody. Yes, if you have an Overwatch account, or on console, if you have the Overwatch disc, or you've ever played Overwatch or ever touched Overwatch, you've got every character in the game instantly unlocked for you. Other thing that this doesn't mention for you.
Every character from
the original Overwatch, sorry. That is a minor point. And also, actually, if you own Overwatch, you'll get the new character unlocked as well for the first season. So that isn't as much of an issue. Sojourn and Junker Queen, you already get access to.
You get straight away, and then
Kiriko, who's the brand new support character.
Yeah. If you own
Overwatch 1,
free battle pass, or if you buy the premium,
so it's either level 55 on the free battle pass, or if you own Overwatch, or if you buy the premium battle pass, you just get Kiriko for free. Well, not for free, but you get Kiriko straight away. The other thing that isn't mentioned or isn't widely publicized is if you queue with friends, the character unlocks, all the characters get unlocked for you while you're queuing with your friends. So that you have
that. I read it.
Oh, you did read that? Sorry. Once again, probably was reading through the article and skimming through that.
It was just being so angry.
Is it a bit?
Angry
I'm
about
not sure.
Kotaku.
It's fine.
Those features will be... So this is for somebody who wants to jump in by themselves and play the game and get a little bit of hand-holding, a little bit of teaching to show you through and learn characters, because opening a game and instantly getting 32 characters to play with and play against, and yeah, that's going to be a rough time to learn for anybody. It's going to be a learning curve for you to get an understanding. So if you could spend some time learning, say, Soldier 76, who's more of a basic shooter character, and then start building and building till you get to your Genjis and your Echoes that require a bit more understanding of the game as a whole, I think it's fine. It says of roughly 100 games. It is 50 wins to unlock competitive, so presuming that roughly 50 wins is probably going to be the same to unlock all the characters, because you can't play competitive without all of the original characters unlocked. There's going to be, no general chat unlocked at first. You have to, or no match chat in general unlocked at first to stop toxicity. I think this is a great feature to onboard new players and to bring them into the system and not have people just immediately jump into competitive and not have any basic understanding of the game, or kind of instantly completely ruining the skill. And those 100 games you play, that is what Overwatch and Blizzard uses to understand where your level of gameplay is at and put you in the right rank when you start the competitive system. It is calibrating and learning your matchmaking rating throughout that period anyway. I think overall it's firstly to me, and mentioning Kotaku, and they are one of them, that this week we've had daily updates from Overwatch from Blizzard about different aspects of the game, and every single time there is a small, potentially negative thing places like Kotaku are putting out articles that are written from an entirely negative standpoint that are immediately kind of taking away from the game and taking away any opportunity. And, you know, they're framing it as, oh, you have to unlock all the characters? How dare you? People used to get the game and used to have all the characters unlocked for free. And it's like, yeah, people didn't understand the fucking characters. People didn't like learning the game. And Overwatch has been a dead game for fucking 2 years. Let it do this shit. On top of that, there is things like, to play Overwatch 2, you need SMS Protect. You need a phone number connected to your Overwatch account so that you can play the game. This is to stop people making multiple accounts, to stop alt accounts and smurfing and toxicity and throwers and cheaters and everything.
So when you cheat and throw the game, do you get an SMS?
No. When you
like,
cheat
you
through
son
the
of a
game,
bitch.
you get banned, and then your phone number can never be used again to create another account.
Oh my god!
Wow,
It is.
They're gonna buy a $2 SIM card every time.
And there is. This is the interesting thing where
That's just way too much effort. Just play.
No. This is the other interesting thing, and I don't know how it's going to affect Australia, but it doesn't accept prepaid phone numbers.
What the fuck?
Ooh.
How's it gonna tell? How the fuck?
Which
do they
that's the thing. I don't know if that's just an American focus thing or if that will have any effect, because there's already rumors that, like, because SMS has been part of the Overwatch system for verification anyway, and I know some places, some phone carriers like Verizon in America and Cricket, their prepaid numbers just don't work in the system, which is an interesting.
I mean, they'll be able to tell if it was an Optus prepaid or an Optus postpaid number. That's everyone can figure that out now. Just Google the number.
Yeah, and so it's fucking hell. So yeah, it's putting these negative spin for people who either aren't giving these an opportunity to breathe, are just taking the negative output or outcry for the small majority in the communities, and then putting it on their websites for easy clicks, and then kind of gathering the story and making the story a lot bigger thing than it actually is.
I don't know. I'm gonna say, if every website had the exact same opinion on the news, then like what?
But it isn't every article. Like, the thing is, right, it isn't every website. Like, IGN's is a...
Yeah, but the difference is IGN writes news usually, unless it's an opinion piece, IGN writes news from a company standpoint as a very, like, just generic news post. There's no personality usually in their posts. Kotaku writes news with you'll always find a flavor of the writer in there. Their opinion is allowed to. The same as if I ever write news for Explosion Network, and it would be the same for anyone else. Like, it's not written as a generic news post. It is like, hey, I'm really excited about this thing because this, or like, so if I was writing about Overwatch and I thought that the thing was shit, then I would be posting this looks shit. Like.
But the thing is, right, you're writing it from a point of view of either, like, say if you wrote it, Dylan, it would be weird if you thought it looked shit and you wrote it shit, but you have no context with Overwatch or within the Overwatch community or how it is for Overwatch itself.
Do you know?
I mean, you're just comparing it to every other video game that you've been played in Dylan's entire life, right?
Are you 100% sure that the people that are writing and saying that it's
no,
not good?
I'm not. I'm
Exactly,
not.
yeah.
But it is, when it's a case of when you look at, like, people who are playing the game and people who are kind of the Overwatch community as a whole is, I guess, in many ways largely positive about this stuff. And people are looking forward to this. But then, before the games even come out, people are just instantly putting up toxic's the wrong word, but just very negative, skewed viewpoints on this thing where we don't understand it and we don't know anything about it. I don't know. It just seems very like, if I open the Kotaku,
it's interesting that you're so anti Kotaku. It seems like they've only posted
Kotaku,
4 Overwatch stories in the past month. So
Kotaku is the one I've seen the most, with the 2 big ones this week. But there has been other ones. Kotaku is just the one I know the website name of, and I can actually say
they're too big to come after us.
no.
It
it's just
like
I know who
petty.
Kotaku are, and I'm not going to just randomly say like Polygon when I don't actually know if it was Polygon.
It's all right.
I just read the article. The article is critical of the thing, but I would I would disagree with you and sound like it's.
I know I understand if like you're an Overwatch fanboy and it's like Overwatch 2 is sounding more and more like a free to play nightmare. Blizzard's free to play grind continues to sound like a chore. That might rub you.
But it's an opinion, as I said, like this point of view. I don't feel like saying it's sounding like a nightmare is clickbaity if the article follows that up and explains why it's sounding like a nightmare. Like down here it says the reason that this writer, and I'm not saying names because I don't want to sound like we're like
but that's fine.
They're right. Quick play matches often last around 10 to 15 minutes, not including queue times. That's around 20 hours to unlock Tracer, Genji, and the rest of the crew. While the original Overwatch was $60 US, Australian $93, the new one is free to play, letting players grind to unlock the full roster, not unlike some fighting games. On the other hand, even at minimum wage, half a full-time work week is $225. This all comes back on the back of the existing controversy over gating Overwatch 2's first new hero, the support character Kiriko, behind level 55 of the Battle Pass. If players want to access to her from the jump, they'll need to fork over US $40 Australian $62 for the Watch Point pack. Overwatch 2 is taking a step in the right direction by ditching loot boxes entirely, but the nickel and diming over what costs money and how much time players need to grind is clearly leading to a lot of frustration before the game is even out. Some battle passes and free-to-play economies are orientated entirely around rewards that don't affect gameplay. I don't feel like that's, I feel like that's a...
But this is...
Even if you disagree, I feel like that's a...
It's an opinion, and I understand.
I think this is coming from a perspective of someone who is not obviously in the Overwatch community. Because obviously from a player who plays Overwatch, it's like, this is a good thing. You know, all these players will be...
Yeah, you're looking at it going, it's really good all these new players will learn all the characters time. This person's going, it's going to take you 20 hours to unlock all the characters.
But
and to someone who only has a couple hours a
thing?
week, that is a fucking load. 20 hours is a decent amount of time.
It is, but why is that like, I don't... how do I put it? That... we don't understand what the rate... Like, I think the math on the rate is every 3 games you will unlock new characters in Overwatch. And we don't know how that feels. We don't know how that plays. When you go into League of Legends, you get 10 characters, and they change every week. And the only way you unlock any more is either paying for them or grinding. Like...
Again,
I understand.
That's also because there wasn't a game in which you just got all the characters first.
But we can't keep.
Yeah, I know it's hard to make the comparison.
The thing is, people who go, no, but Overwatch 1 was great because we got all the characters free. Blah blah blah. It's like Overwatch 1 fucking died. The game died. It crashed and burned because it was on an old ecosystem with an old mentality that Blizzard just stopped putting content out for. And we've had the same game for fucking... it's been...
I don't know if it died because of that. It's because they were trying to make Overwatch 2.
No, dude. Right? It died... but the thing is, it died because Blizzard can't get... it sounds very capitalistic and very focused that, Blizzard can't make any more money out of this game or out of you. And it's like saying, okay, somebody's paid $60 for a game and then you've got 5 years work out of them for it. And nothing more and nothing less. How can any game developer build a sustainable and working and functioning updating system on people buying the game once for $60? It doesn't work anymore in today's climate. Not for multiplayer games. You know, when it wants to be an ongoing and long-standing service, finally, for me it goes, fuck, there's going to be, for them doing this, we're going to get new content every 9 weeks.
I feel like the only thing I really don't like, but the whole, I understand the criticism. I understand the point of view of all these characters were unlocked in the first game from the outset. So, why can't you just leave it that way and just make the rest? I understand that, but I don't feel like that's it's not the end of the world to have to unlock them. I understand why it's they're already unlocked. Why are you changing it? Whatever. The only thing that annoys me is the level 55 on the free battle pass. If I was to compare that to something that I play a lot of recently, at the moment, still never ends, baby. Marvel Snap, right? So Marvel Snap, if you imagine their battle pass, right?
Right.
If I would prefer them to do it the same way, or so you get the character at level 1, you get cool skins at level 55. You know what I mean?
But you have to buy the battle pass.
No, but I'm just saying, like, if
it's level 55 on the free battle pass.
On the free battle pass. Like, this is the thing, is that so this is what Blizzard has said. Okay, what is the thing that we sell our game on? And
skins.
That is our characters.
No, it's skins.
No. We sell our game. People come to play our games because of the characters involved in the game.
Yeah, but if they're looking to make money, I think that they're shooting themselves in the foot by making it harder for people to play new characters.
I think so, because it's only
like every other game. Apex, you have to pay for the characters.
Yeah, same with Valorant.
Sure, you can earn all the money to buy the characters, but
same with League of Legends. Like, everything is, you have to play to get the characters. Like, it's you have enough. Like, even with the 32 characters or whatever characters you get as a base once you unlock, that is enough characters you could play the game with. Sure, you might not have the best meta unlocked character in the world. Sure. But that's only realistically gonna fucking matter for the top 10% of the player base. The rest
of the game, they're probably gonna be willing to fork out that $10.
Yeah.
Probably.
The rest of the game, if you're casually playing in quick play, play whatever the fuck you want. And if you do want to play that new character and you don't have time to grind, buy it. If you don't have that time.
But this is the thing where I'm saying, where you're viewing the character thing, you're so ingrained in competitive that
No, but the thing is, okay, even if I take my mindset out of competitive, in quick play, I don't think it doesn't. Why does it matter?
This is why I'm like, why can't all the characters just be unlocked? Well, I'm Joe Blow. I just want to I just bought this game. I've seen Tracer on the box for years. I want to play Tracer.
You didn't buy the game.
No, but
you didn't buy the game. You got it for free.
I'm doing it. Do you say how to fucking...
It's a free-to-play game. This is how this works.
You literally just played the game for free. And while you're playing the fucking 100 games of fucking Overwatch at the start, you're earning shit towards the battle pass. So it's not like you're going to be 100 games and then you're going to be like, oh fuck, I'm going to need to start battle pass and stuff. You're already earning to that point of Kiriko. Like, you're already building up to that point. Like, it is so frustrating, this mindset of I don't know. I just don't think you need to have it automatically unlocked and then just have skins. Because if it's just skins, majority of your player base isn't going to care and isn't going to worry about it or potentially invest some money in it, because at the end of the day, it's a fucking business and they do need to try and make some kind of money.
How many years did they run off just releasing skins for the very limited number of characters that they had?
Fucking not enough.
Yeah, enough. Let
me fucking, right?
How many skins did you buy and how much money have you spent?
Listen, you know what this conversation makes me realize? Maybe Ciaran didn't actually recover from Overwatch Edition. Maybe the game just died and he had no other choice to come back.
Right? The last character for Overwatch released, the last character in Overwatch released April 14th, 2020.
Yeah.
It's over 2 years since a new character has been out on that game.
Yeah, but my point is, like, people were still happy to play because of the game mechanics, and they were making...
The thing is, the player base died and shrank. Like, people stopped caring. Like, Overwatch League numbers are in the fucking shitter. And that's why they had to start playing Overwatch 2
since they started working on 2
year.
and they stopped, like, supporting 1.
No, because the game was already dying before Overwatch 2. We had an entire year where the same meta was core meta for the game. Where DPS players were told, you can't play DPS characters anymore to be the best player in the game. We're playing 3 tanks and 3 supports, and it's going to take us 9 months to fix this. Good luck. Enjoy your game, dickheads.
That sounds boring.
Like, it's just... It was boring. It fucking was boring. It is to hear that Blizzard is going to be putting the effort into this game, where they're going to have every 9 weeks, we're going to have balance changes, we're going to have a new character, a new map, there's going to be new fucking content. That's a breath of fucking fresh air. And if that means, it's incentivizing people to actually play their game. If they put the new character at level 1, sure, there's skins to play the game. If you're not playing competitive and you don't have that competitive drive and you're just playing quick play, what's the drive for players to keep coming back? What is the carrot on the end of the string? It's now the character. And if you're not there for the season, it's not like that character's forever locked to you. There will be another way for you to unlock that character that I'm going to guess is going to be far easier for you to do.
$15, little man.
No,
that's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Like it could be that. But I don't know. It is a game that's just a better platform that is refreshing. And if you compare it to what Overwatch 1 is and to the new systems and the new overall UI features and everything to do with Overwatch 2, it's night and day. And maybe this is, I'm very, let's say it. As you've already said, fucking addiction, whatever. I'm heavily skewed towards Overwatch. Yes, I stopped playing for a decent period of time because I didn't want to give Blizzard money. And it has been weird for me to come to terms in the last couple of weeks that I'm going to probably start giving Blizzard money again.
You've already given
how much
you paid for the...
You already did.
I bought the watch. I did. I bought the Watch Point pack. Okay. So, put that involved. It is... I just think there is a lot more potential to this game and a lot of things that people are losing their shit over or that are being critical of this launch.
I think... So here's the thing. I think you as someone who really liked and loves Overwatch, you really want Overwatch 2 to be successful. And I think that your passion for your love for it, for wanting to be successful, however you want to word it, I think you're getting more upset like over little Kotaku headlines than you should be.
The thing is, right, I'm not... It's not the little things because these are... And it shouldn't matter, right? Like, it shouldn't matter.
This game's going to go on and be a massive success no matter what Kotaku says.
Yeah, probably. Exactly. And it's just frustrating that, like, these things that Blizzard's doing from a point of view of it's a quality of life improvement in so many ways. And for other games, it doesn't seem to be a problem. But for Overwatch, now that Overwatch announced it, it's this big fucking deal. And it's just a very weird one. Like, they announced that they're going to be... an AI is going to be kind of semi-recording voice chat in games now. So if you report somebody, it can use a snippet to use that report. And then they've come out and said... Blizzard's already said, though, hey, we will delete the recording after 30 days. Sure. Which people are...
Wink.
But people are complaining about that. Valorant has the same system.
Fucking phone's always listening. What's it matter?
But, like, the Valorant system says they will hold on to the recording for an indefinite amount of time for as long as they think it's appropriate. Which is... It's just... I don't know. It just seems to be very, like... I don't want to say the cool thing is shitting on Overwatch 2 and shitting on Overwatch. But... It's just, I think there is a lot of unfair attention in some ways being brought.
Do you think it's because it is Blizzard and obviously Activision Blizzard has this history?
No, because Wrath of the Lich King's coming out currently and it's not getting the same kind of...
Yeah, but do they switch over to a free-to-play model?
But everything's free-to-play now. Everything is free to play now.
I'm more on your camp than Dylan's communism. Like, let everybody play everything for free.
Like,
hey!
Let's just give away everything to everybody,
Like, it's this is from my personal point of view, and it is the point of view of a fucking permanently corner-cucked Overwatch fan, sitting in my corner with Overwatch, looking over at Apex and Valorant that gets fucking... cool cinematics regularly, gets cool fucking battle passes, gets cool characters, gets cool fucking events, and I'm over with fucking Overwatch being like, man, my game hasn't changed in years. I love
it's like
this
you're an
shit.
Xbox fan or something.
I know. Shit. So to finally have something come through and have all this content be available to Overwatch, it's fucking great. And it is skewing my point of view. I do understand that, but I think people,
I'm just saying, like, maybe my Twitter's probably different to yours. All I'm seeing is people will be like, it's pretty cool, Overwatch is out soon, excited. Like, I haven't seen... Like I see this, I see a story like this from Kotaku.
I've seen a lot of people complaining. I've seen a lot of shitty.
It's a lot of quote tweets,
a lot of quote tweets of
like the same article.
Shitty takes.
Yeah, but I was saying, like, if it's mostly over like articles like the Kotaku thing, I'm like, well, just stop quote. Like, if you disagree, just fucking scroll on. Like, it's really not that big of a deal. Like, it's
not.
Kotaku.
I'm not. The thing is, I'm not fucking jumping in and fucking combating it. No, it's just a frustrating thing that I wanted to use this podcast to talk about and voice my opinion. I voiced my opinion. Everybody can tell me, go get fucked, Ringo. You fucking love Overwatch way too much. Shut the fuck up. but I've had my chance to voice my opinion. I'm good.
Because I do
I'm
find
excited
quite
for the
often with
fucking
this stuff,
game.
it'll be like, man, people are going off about this shit right now. And then you
It's like
find out
crickets.
it's actually just, it's like, you find out it's really just drama caused by, like, people
Just
getting
tiny
upset over something like a
segment, yeah.
Kotaku story. And then everyone starts complaining about it. And they're like, man, there's so much drama now. And it's like, well, not really. I mean, it's like, he's all
They
just,
said she's wearing leggings. It's actually a jumpsuit.
yeah, he's fighting over one. Yeah.
So,
I see. I did see some people complaining about like Tracer and stuff at some stage. So I did see that. That was the thing. Yes. I don't know. Otherwise, yeah. From my Twitter, everyone seems to be like, excited to play Overwatch soon.
I've seen absolutely no match.
Point question: do you guys want to play Overwatch at some point?
I said I'm
I think we're
downloading
busy
it,
next
but
week.
I'm gonna play it. I know if I'm gonna play it next week.
Because
I'm sure we'll do like a dumb
because
stream.
a cross-play, I can come hang out. And well, I can even jump on my Xbox and still have all my PlayStation.
Why is Shima playing it on PlayStation?
Pardon?
Why is
Are you guys
Shima
gonna play it on
playing
PC? Or well, he has fucking.
Is there trophies for this game?
I don't know.
Maybe I don't know. Does Apex have trophies?
Yes.
Yes.
Then
It doesn't have a platinum trophy
No,
though.
platinum. I mean, they
Soon
could
it
have
will
fixed that
also
with the
have
PS5 version, but they still did the same list. The fucking dumb motherfucker.
But yeah, whatever. I'm excited. I want to play with you guys, just not comp.
I'm going to play it, and I'm never going to play comp because you said I have to win 50 games. I'm not going to play it that much. So
You might do. You might fucking love it. You might be like,
What if you
"Yeah,
get
this is-"
addicted? You know,
Yeah. What if you join
Get
me
that first
on the,
hit.
on the Overwatch Shopium?
it feels super nice, and then you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I need to keep playing. I need to chase this high, and then never quite hits it the same way ever again.
Exactly.
Man,
But
I already
you
do
keep
enough.
chasing.
What are you? You're saying it like you really understand
You
an addiction.
suckle
over there,
on the
Ash, so-
teat of Blizzard and say, "Please, sir, can I have some more?" You've played MOBAs, you know what it's like.
Yeah, I was about to say, I
the
know.
shittiest, most toxic game, and you still click
Yeah,
Q again.
I'm well aware of how going down an addiction rabbit hole works to a game. All right, let's talk about this quickly. So, report PlayStation Lifestyle Rights. Disney wants a new Star Wars game every 6 months, apparently. Various sources to Insider Gaming say that the current plan, which Lucasfilm has signed off on, is to have 2 Star Wars games every fiscal year, with one being a major release and another being a smaller game. Even the current list of Star Wars games in development, it would seem as though we have at least 4 games worth of them. So, as a reminder, here's all the games. Quantic Dream's working on Star Wars Eclipse, which apparently won't release until at least 2026. Respawn Entertainment is working on Star Wars Jedi Survivor. There's a release date of March 2023. Respawn Entertainment is also working on an untitled first-person shooter game. Respawn Entertainment is also working on an untitled strategy game for a new studio called Bit Reactor. Saber Interactive is working on the Knights of the Old Republic remake after Embracer Group changed developers. Skydance Media is working Amy Hennig game that will be a richly cinematic action-adventure game. And Ubisoft Massive is working on an open-world game that won't be out until 2025. And then lastly, Zynga is working on Star Wars Hunters. The report says that sources with knowledge of Quantic Dream believe that Star Wars Eclipse is a development nightmare, as the studio's engine is supposedly inadequate for such a large-scale project. It also notes that a Mandalorian game was teased by Xbox Era's Nick Shrapshall with a tweet that has since been removed, though Henderson says that it's merely a rumor stemming from speculation. While EA no longer has exclusivity over the Star Wars license, it did confirm this year that Respawn Entertainment is in charge of 3 Star Wars games. Interestingly, none of them are Star Wars Battlefront 3. How do you feel about the idea of getting 2 Star Wars games a year? One really big title and then like a slightly smaller thing, Ash?
I mean, yeah, that's fine, I guess. You know, Star Wars has such a wide spectrum of games you could potentially have that I don't think people will get super over it. I feel like it'll definitely have an audience. Obviously, you get the same Call of Duty game every year. Why wouldn't you? That people go buy a Star Wars every single year. The second smaller game, whether it, I would imagine, would be some sort of mobile game, because obviously there is a slew of different Star Wars mobile games that you can play. Obviously, the Hunters game is going to be coming out to mobile. I love the idea of some potentially cool, quirky, indie smaller games. That would be in the Star Wars universe. That would be cool. Give us that. Give us the Katana Band Necrodancer game. That's a cool tie-in there.
I'm down. I'd fucking play that.
Okay.
Give us the Star Wars farming game, man. Like, I want to
Give
be
us-
on Tatooine fucking farming. I need
Do
to
you
go
know-
down to the...
Get some moisture.
Do some moisture farming down there, boy.
Yeah.
Disney, go do what you did with Star Wars
do some
Visions.
romancing.
Go do what you did with Star Wars Visions, but with video games. And just give a fuck ton of developers or indie devs and be like, here, make some fucking
Make
games.
the Ronin video game.
If only. I don't think they're going full Visions, but definitely like with the whole, like they have like spread out a bit more outside of the EA over the last year by announcing all these other ones, you know, Skydance, Zynga already did stuff, I guess, but Ubisoft Massive, Skydance, Saber, and Quantic Dream. With Quantic Dream being a game no one gives two shits about really, but I actually don't think that game will ever come out. I think that game
that's never coming out.
I don't think that's ever coming out.
Be one of the many Star Wars games that gets cancelled.
Yeah, I think that the game definitely ends up cancelled. I think the combination between stories of it already being a nightmare, I never have read a positive thing about it.
That or it doesn't come out for 10 years.
Yeah.
One or the other.
Everyone pretty much after all the Quantic Dream court cases and, you know, this sort of stuff, like everyone's like, why the fuck? I don't want to play a Star Wars game by Quantic Dream. Like, you know, I haven't seen anyone be excited for this game, so yeah, don't know about that one. But yeah, I mean, I'm down. I don't know if it could be the Star Wars game of the year is totally fine. Like I don't feel like that's even impossible when you are giving all these different studios the license to do whatever they want. And I would agree with what Ash said. Like, and I've said the same thing about movies and whatever else, where the fucking universe is big enough. I don't need to see Tatooine on. You know, like, can I get away from it? How good is Andor? Fucking no sand planets. Oh, yeah. So hopefully you get some a bit more variety and stuff. And yeah, maybe the smaller game's a mobile game every year. Maybe it's a $30-$40 like tactical thing with a 6-hour thing. Maybe it's a Star Wars game made by Mike Bithell. Sorry,
Mike Bithell.
Yeah. Mike Bithell.
From? I was thinking
How
of
cool
John
would it be
Wick.
to have like an XCOM style game, but in Star Wars, about like stormtroopers or clones?
No, that'd be really bad because they'd all miss all the shots. It'd be really difficult.
You go to like select the enemies. It's like hit rate
0.5%
or something ridiculous. Yeah,
it's really long because everybody's just firing at each other, and it's like nobody ever gets hit.
Yeah, you move the character like literally up to the square right next to an enemy, goes up to 1%. Hold it.
It's only when the only stormtrooper is the one with the baton thing. That's the only one that actually does damage.
You have an option to to take off a stormtrooper's helmet, and it infinitely increases their accuracy
to 25%. Yeah. So that's Star Wars. Let's talk about Ash's favorite game that's not coming out. Skull and Bones on their Twitter said, important news to all our aspiring captains. Today, would like to give you an update regarding our release date. Although Skull and Bones development is finished at this stage, the invaluable feedback received during our various technical tests and insider program convinced us that we could do with a bit of extra time to polish and balance the experience even further and ensure you get the best experience we can offer. We have therefore decided to push our initial launch date to 9th March 2023. We will be organising more insider program sessions to continue gathering feedback. In case you haven't had the chance to participate yet, you can also look forward to our open beta in the near future. Thank you for your support. Stay tuned for more information. Ash, are you sad? You were the big Skull and Bones person now, so.
I mean, this is better, right? Because it's not going up against God of War. It's not coming 2 days after God of War, maybe.
Yeah, it would have squashed God of War.
Yeah, maybe it's got a shot. Yeah, I mean, we all kind of lost interest in this game when it was pretty much confirmed that you're playing as a boat. And it's interesting that it's being pushed as far into the fiscal financial year as possible. It's being pushed back as far as possible. Which would... Yeah, I think there's still a chance that this game doesn't come out.
Yeah, like that makes it seem like it isn't just a hey, we're getting out of Dodge away from God of War.
Hey, we need to like change.
We need another 6 months.
It's finished development, but we're going to push it 4 months.
I was going to say November, December. Yeah, it's like 4 months. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like this is bad. It would be weird to view this as bad because, like, they're admitting that they got a bunch of feedback from their tests, and the whole idea of tests is to get feedback. Players have given feedback. They want to enact on that. The alternative to this is that they release the game, it gets shitty reviews, and then we have to hear about this game for 12 months as they keep putting out big updates saying, this is the one, guys, it's adding all the stuff that we've heard feedback about. So I think like compare that to let's just delay the game by 4 months and let's enact upon the feedback we got. Because I get sort of sick of all these games doing betas and these insider programs, and then the game releases, and then they spend so long still trying to fix it. I'm like, did no one fill out these fucking surveys and shit they send out after you play it? Like, you tell me not a single person gave feedback. Like, you know, so like the fact that they're acting on it, I think, I don't want to like try and get too, like, this is how it should work, right? This is the whole idea of doing betas and shit. So. Like if you can do a beta and you think you can still release the game on time and like have and fix the issues in that time, cool. If you do a beta and decide that the feedback is, man, we need a bit more time to fix the player issues, and it could be stuff that isn't even technical. It could be like, look, the game. Look, I don't know. Like they're all under embargo. Obviously, is the thing. Anyone that's inside these things, there's no articles you can go read about it or anything. But it could be like, hey, the game plays like decent. It's not like a buggy mess or anything. It's just like. The fun factor's missing because we think that if you change this, it'd make the gameplay experience better. We think if this was the thing, you know, like it could be a bunch of real small things that overall they're like, you know what? The same thing has come up so many times among all these surveys. We need to fix this. So, yeah. Hopefully that's all it is and not some big bugginess. Last news story for the week. Push Square writes, In-Game Motive has confirmed its upcoming Dead Space PS5 remake. Well, they say PS5 because it's fucking PlayStation website, but it's coming to everything. Dead Space remake won't contain a single load screen unless you die to the necromorphs. The original PS3 title came quite close to achieving this, with the camera firmly planted just behind Isaac Clarke's right shoulder for almost the entire game. However, control was taken away between chapters because of load screens. This won't happen on the PS5 with a single uninterrupted camera shot. It means Dead Space follows in the steps of God of War, which committed to a single shot for the entire duration of the game. God of War Ragnarok will also do the same. An EA blog post notes that the single shot allows you to freely explore the USG Ishimura, going wherever you like and backtracking for items you may have missed. Quote, it's now a completely unbroken experience, end quote. Elsewhere in the article, Dursham, senior producer, says, talks about honoring the legacy of the first game by staying true to its core foundations, by then adding some neat enhancements on top. There'll be new content, more lore to uncover, and the obvious graphical improvements. Quote, the goal was to make you feel like you're experiencing Dead Space again for the first time. If you're already a fan of the game, but we also have the chance to give people who have never played it the opportunity to have the definitive Dead Space experience with a game that plays, that looks, that sounds like a modern game. All of this is really cool to me. Like the whole one-shot thing for this game, I think is like a very good idea. Like having the commitment to doing an uninterrupted shot for Dead Space, I think is pretty cool. There were other times where the camera was taken out of control in the first one, other than loading screens. So they must have changed that as well. Like you must never lose the camera. Like it must never cut, I guess. So, but yeah, I definitely feel like, you know, I can picture it now, like with the way the game opens with the message, and then like the camera sort of panning around as the ship lands, and then like Isaac walking out of his little pod ship, to the Ishimura. I can picture it now how it all sort of plays out. I think it's very cool. And the bunch of screenshots got dropped for this. It looks fucking like really good. Like looks very pretty and dark and scary and stuff. So I'm pretty pumped. Like as I said, like Dead Space is probably one of my favorite games of all time. The first two of my favorite games of all time. So I'm pretty excited to get my hands on this early next year. Ciaran, how are you feeling about Dead Space Remake?
I feel good. I think it's one of those things, especially coming off God of War, is you know the main game that's done one shot. It is I think it's a perfect fit for Dead Space. I think it's absolutely perfect. I'm excited for it. It really shows that they're not just kind of putting some glitter on a pig and being like, hey, go Bessie, you're good to go.
Put some wings on a dragon and a pig called a dragon, right, Ash?
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Yeah. They're actually going all out on remastering this and bringing what is a masterpiece of a game forward onto a next-gen system in a next-gen way. So it's really exciting. All of the screenshots look awesome and look really fitting for the game. I'm excited to see Ashley stream this one. He's already committed to it as part of a Ko-fi goal.
No.
So it's going to be an exciting experience when it comes out.
What was that, Ash?
Very mistaken. I'm not playing this game.
You're playing this game?
You're
very excited to play this game?
I have not
so you're cutting out.
going to play.
You're really cutting out, mate. You are excited to play Poggers. if you heard Ashley say he's excited to play Dead Space on stream, please tweet at Ashley and wish him luck, and maybe give him a follow so you can.
Maybe when Ciaran gives up Overwatch is when I'll play Dead Space.
Whoa. Don't just take drugs off someone like that. It's actually bad for him. You need to
I'll take 10 things that are never going to happen for 8 points.
Maybe when Ciaran gets a prediction right, then maybe.
Oh,
are you deal? Deal?
Deal? I don't want to risk the 1 in a million.
Deal?
I don't want you to
1 in a million.
I don't want you to go
million.
make an easy prediction, like the sun is going to come up tomorrow. That's like.
I like how you have to you think the only way Ciaran can get a prediction right is literally to predict like the most basic of human things that we have happen every day.
Birds will fly.
The other thing is a bunch of screenshots leaked because the Xbox Store listing went up. I just flashed on screen for the video viewers one of these pictures that the Bellion on Nibble had on Twitter from the Xbox leaking. The post looks fucking awesome. You've got the necromorphs, just like the more detail, they look even more fucked up and gruesome than ever before, and I love that.
I can't wait to see. I hope they recreate the same screenshot they used in the original, which is the necromorph in a dark elevator with a flashlight being shined on it. It's I
think they've already released that. I think they have maybe.
Yeah, they most likely have.
This you can see so much more detail than previous. Obviously, Isaac's got blood all over his suit and stuff, and obviously that's the other thing. The more detail now in the first game, obviously you'd go up to a necromorph after shooting it, and you do Isaac does that big the stop thing, but you know that now on next gen consoles and stuff, those motherfuckers are gonna explode everywhere.
This time he's gonna yell "burn it down" and then curb stomp it into the ground and blood.
I can't wait. I'm pretty keen to play this, to be honest. So even though we'll be playing 2 Dead Space games within a short period of time,
all 3 of us.
So
it'll be nice to do the spoiler cast with the 3 of us once Ashley's finished.
Once Ash is done with his game. Exciting. All right. That'll do it for this week's episode of Arcade Couch. Again, make sure you don't talk to us if you see us.
I'll make one amendment. If you're buying us a drink, you're more than welcome.
Fucking hell. The only last things I forgot to mention again, explosionhourwork.com/PAXAUS22 is where you'll find all of our coverage over the weekend. And of course, all the socials and stuff as well. But other thing I forgot to mention is Arcade Couch for this coming week / Monday, next Monday, whenever that comes, will be an episode recorded live from the PAX floor, Audio Technica booth. We will be back recording there at, what time is it? 3 p.m. 3 p.m. Sunday. So if you,
I don't know if they've announced it yet, but
we just did.
Surely they will have by the time this goes.
That's right. I already mentioned on Twitch the other day, and I just
nobody will listen to this ending part, right?
Yeah, it's fine. I don't see. Did you get told we can't say it? Is there?
No, I didn't get told we can't say it.
We haven't signed an NDA, so we're fine.
Yeah, there's no paperwork.
That's fine.
They could also just pull it.
We'll be recording there at 3 p.m. Sunday, so that's the episode that will go up on Monday. There'll be an arcade couch between the cushions. I have no idea what the fuck, and I know Ash has thrown out an idea, but anyway, next week is a Between the Cushions episode as well, so that'll be from PAX as well. It won't be the usual thing where we just record it prior to recording, because that's not going to happen. It'll be something else, so I don't know what. We'll figure that out.
It's going to be between the cushions of the bed that Ashley and me are sharing for the entire PAX.
Possibly. I mean, either that or we just we whip out I fucking attach a mic to my phone and we just record the most scuffed fucking bar podcast ever. I don't know. There's many ideas and things. So yeah, PAX is coming up. That's exciting. Let us know if you're what you're looking forward to at PAX and all those things, and make sure you follow all of our socials. explosionhour.com/Twitter takes you to a place where you can follow and tweet at all of us. explosionhour.com/Discord. You can talk to us over there as well. And if you want to help support us over the coming PAX weekend and help keep throw us a couple bucks if you're appreciating what we're doing content-wise over that time, head on over to explosionhour.com/support to donate to our Ko-fi page, of course. And we will see you here next week, live from the PAX floor.